We are back at the schoolhouse here in Hitcham, and we're going to continue with this job which I started a few years ago. Slowly but surely this house is really starting to take shape. All the way back in, I believe it was 2023 we started this. I was up here in the middle of the winter doing all of these really nice copings on the top of all of these gables, sorting out this chimney, repointing it, as well as the bell tower around here. This place really has come on leaps and bounds, but now we've got some more work to do around the back. The view from this property is absolutely beautiful. Just imagine waking up looking out at that in the morning. Okay, so we have got a nice footing through here, and we're going to put a 9-inch wall right the way along here. There's a patio area coming across, so we've got to build a wall here so we can get it nice and level. We're going to put a step around about centre, well, centre of, in line with the centre of this door here. It's going to be a 2-metre opening in this section here, so they can step down into the lower ground. The wall will then continue along right the way to here, and this will be our stop. Now eventually there's going to be a little fence here because this is going to be an Airbnb, this part of the build. So we're going to put a little picket fence along here as a temporary, because it won't always be a Airbnb, but just a temporary fence. And then where this line is, we're going to continue the wall around all the way along here and around up to the front of the house. So we've got quite a bit of 9-inch brickwork to do along here. Then the next stage of the job, in this area, we're going to build a double garage stroke cart lodge. So a lot of it, it's not going to be a lot of brickwork in this, but there's going to be some groundworks, digging out. We've got to put some reinforcing in the concrete footing here and build the plinth at the bottom of the cart lodge out of brickwork here. But that will be a little bit later on, because also we've got about 200 square metres of patio to do as well. So first of all, now we're going to build ourselves a 6-course rack here, or a coin. Up this end here, we're going to leave a gap here through this part here so they can access through to the garden. So a 6-course one here at this end, a 6-course down the other end, and then we can put our lines on and run it through. Right then. Oh yeah, that feels absolutely perfect, that. Lovely bit of muck, that. Beautiful. Right, let's the fun begin. Number 1.
I think it's pretty flat.
What I'll do, Steve, is I'll do a datum through there. I'll put a datum through.
We spirited it up every couple of metres, so it should be pretty level.
Yeah.
I know you're probably going to use a fat bed to start with.
That's it, just to get us out of the ground, yeah. And if there's any difference in it, we'll lose it in the first course, yeah. Right, so we've got our lines set up now through here. We've lined through nicely. We're on this footing all the way through, which is nice. The closest bit we got to the edge is there, but we've still got a 20mm gap behind that line. So just for that little tiny little bit there. I mean, it's on the footing, it's on there good and strong. It's never going to go anywhere. This is good solid C25 concrete in here, so that's never going anywhere. So we can now that I've got that line set up there, I can build my rack up this end because we're lined through nicely. I'm then going to dry bond right the way through just to make sure that that's the right way coursed. But over that sort of distance, I can pretty much make that happen. Anyway, it's probably about 50-60 bricks through there. So I can make up or lose a brick just by adjusting my perps very slightly. But I will always aim to have a 10mm perp. I'll run through with 10mm perps first of all, and then see where we are at the end and make it suit. the bonus of like not having a drawing or anything is that you can always like make things work if you need to, you know. There's no exact measurements on this other than gauge, of course, but I've got a little bit of leeway. I can move things a couple of mil here, a couple of mil there, just to make them work so it looks nice. So that's always a bonus. So let's get this rack up 6 courses high. To build a 6-course brickwork corner, start by laying your first course with a stretcher brick at the corner, followed by alternate stretchers down both sides of the walls. On the second course, place the header to the corner, interlocking the walls, maintaining a half brick overlap. This is your bond. Make sure you check for level and plumb frequently. Your joints should be 10 mil thick, so strike them neatly as you go. Continue this pattern until you're 6 courses high. So there we go, there's our second rack done now. We're nice and level right the way through there. I've just checked the string line. I've pulled that string line as tight as I can possibly pull it. And now if we put our level on here and marry it up to the line as it shoots through, so we get it on there, and we are there. Look at that, nice and level. Happy days. So we know we're nice and level through there now. We're on the footing as well. So now we can run it through and start putting the beef, the meat of the wall in. Not forgetting, I've got a gap, but we're going to do 3 courses first of all, because 3 courses are in the ground. So 3 courses solid, and then we can start setting out where our step's going to be. All right then, let's start getting along this line. This little bit of the footing here is very slightly low, so I'm going to bed this first one up a little bit. But what I found is when I'm going on a footing, you never know if there's going to be indifference in it. So what I normally do is just bump that first course up a little bit, and then if there is any difference in that footing, you can get it out. You haven't got any hard stuff underneath, so it gives you a clearer run to go through to the line. It looks like a big bed. It's probably 15-20 mil, but in the middle it's a little bit higher, and that will go down to about 5 mil in the very centre. So it's imperative that I don't have to chip bricks. I'd rather bump the first course a little bit than have to cut a load of bricks to make it suit. As we can see here, the bed very tight underneath these bricks through here. That's why I bumped the ends, because we've got this little hump in the middle. It's only through this bit here, but then we get back to normal sort of 10-15 mil through that part, but this bit just had a little bit of a hump in it through here. So that's the reason why I bumped the ends. To have the ends higher here, the ends higher here, there's a lump in the middle, you'll be able to sail across the top. And that is what we have done here. So I've got the first course all the way through, and you would not believe it. It worked out full bricks. I didn't even have to measure it. I came along on my 10 mil perps right the way through to the end. And literally the last one is a little bit tight, but I'll definitely be able to squeeze that up on the next course. And it's under the ground, so no one will see that. But when we come above the ground, now I know they're all going to fit in there lovely jubbly. Turns out it's 70 bricks long, that. So 70 times 12, 840 bricks just in this bit here. So we're 3 courses up now, And that brick standing up there is bang in line with the centre of that door. So we need a 2 metre gap. Now 4 bricks is 900 mil, so 4.5 bricks is roughly a metre. So if we go 9 bricks, 4.5 from that way, 4.5 from that way, that'll roughly be our 2 metres. But we don't have to be exact. He wanted a minimum of 2 metres, so it's going to be about 220, something like that, but it won't hurt at all, and that'll look lovely. So I'm going to run along now from this side and do the same from that side, and that will be the step set out. So there we go, we can see now where the step is going. 9 bricks wide through there. Perfect. That's what we want. So I'm just going to stick this last course on the top of this now. Get this one up to 6 all the way through. But yeah, it's a warm one as well. Back to work on a wall. It's 30 degrees here at the moment in the sun. To top up this old summer tan, why not, eh? Oi, oi. This is the ideal place to get rid of any chipped bricks or anything like that, because the ground is so low here, you're never ever going to see them under there. They're not going to rot or crumble or anything like that. They're quite a solid brick under there. So any of the chipped ones that I found so far, I'm going to chuck down here in the bottom. So now we're 6 courses high. Now I've just been speaking to the customer, and we've looked at the fall on this patio, and for that to sit where it is, it was his original design, that's how much he wanted. But now we've set out along here, and I've took a datum from the damp course on the house to that wall. That is actually going to be the finished height of the patio, because otherwise the patio is going to be too fierce dropping down, and we don't want to be sitting on a patio like this. It's okay to have a slight fall on it, but not as fierce as what we had. So we've raised it up 3 courses now, and we're going to set it out from there. So more work for me, but it is going to look a hell of a lot better when it's all done. So that's the main thing. Put in the effort now, and the customer will be happy. Then that way everyone's happy. Oi, oi. So now this is the height of the piers which are going to be in the wall. You can see here I've just done another 4 course rack. It's 3 courses above for the pier, but it's just fallen. The courses have fallen. That's landed on that course. We'll be running into that 4th one down, so we're going to fill that right the way through, other than the step in the middle. And I've done the pier up here as well, so this one's ready to go. So let's run this muck out of this, because I'm hot, and it's been pretty hard going today. 27 degrees today, so the muck is going off fast, but that's okay. You notice how when I put my brick in, as I'm pushing this down, there's enough surplus there, just about, maybe a little bit shy that time, just to perp the next brick. That's what I'm always looking to do when I'm putting my bed down. So for instance, that amount of muck there, I'll be pushing down, I'll be pushing it slightly forward as I lay my brick now in, tap it down. Normally I'll push it down, but because this muck's going off a bit quick today, it's taking a bit of time, but there we go. And that's how much I want on my trowel to lay the next brick. You see, perfect amount. When that's compressed into the wall, oh, it would be full. Muck's going off. I'm going to have to add some water to this. In the summer it's always the same. You get laying. I'm laying out of a wheelbarrow on this because I haven't brought my muck boards with me, but the muck does go off fast. Little splash of water to liven it up a touch. And this little shovel is brilliant for knocking the muck up in the barrow. Ideal for turning it around. There we go, that's nice and creamy again now already. And there we go, there's our step all set out again. So we know that's going to be bang on when we carry on the brickwork now. So we've got another 2 courses to go on, both sides, and that'll be the solid part done. Then we're going to put a pier at this end and a pier at this end, just to mark out the step and give it a bit more identity through the middle there. But yep, it's coming on nicely.
Sorry, I'm a dipshit.
So there we go, that is our height now, and we can see by the height of this brick on here, that's where the coping height's going to be. So I think that's going to be a decent height through there. Lovely. That's time for some FOOD. Finally, yummy food. Well, we've got in steak bake, done half of it, had a sausage roll as well. Cheeky can of Dr. Pepper. That will keep the engine running for sure. Right, the next thing I'm going to be doing now is giving this a little clear off this side and back this up. Got a few ties knocked through here as well, just to stitch the wall together. Chucked a few of them in there on that first course today. That'll keep that all strong. And then yeah, at the top, that'll tie it together again at the top when we put the coping on. So that'll be the next tie on it. So yeah, that's going to stay nice and strong. So let's get this cleared off, get this backed up. And in a little while we're going to be tackling this footing through here. The owner's been here digging out, he's happy with the depth. I'm going to take a few measurements, make sure it's alright. So, yes, we've got this to fill up as well. So it's all go, oi oi. So that's that side up to full height. Now I'll do this side. But first, we're going to point this up. So there we go. That is the wall up to height now, other than the copings. So the slab's going to sail over the top of this. We can see now by the levels when we come down, you can see there's 2 courses below there, below that door. By the time we've got a little fall on it, that slab's going to sit there just lovely. We've got a lot of type 1 to go in there though. So it's not finished yet for levels. We've still got, yeah, a lot of crush to go in there to get up to the right height. But it's certainly taking shape on the wall side of the game. That's right, it's concrete time now. So we're going to go and put in some footing through here. It's about 4 inches deep. That's all he really wanted for it. So that's what we're going to be doing. He's dug it out, he's put his pegs in there. So I'm just going to go through. He's going to knock up the gear for me. And I'm going to go through here and tamp it off and level it all off and everything. We've even made a little tamplet. Little tamp. Give it the old tampy tamp. Lovely old job. I've got my float as well to make it nice. Here we go then, you can see what I'm doing here. Going along, topping up to the top of them pegs. Using my level there to get my levels and tamp it down. I haven't used the tamper yet because I'm only getting a barrel at a time. So yeah, gonna go along, just go from peg to peg, get that footing all the way level right the way through there, and that'll be a lovely old job. I've just formed a little 75mm step here, around here, just for this to come round, because it comes up a bit higher now, the footing, so we can run along now to them peg heights right the way through. Yes, keep on going, a few more. I think probably about another 8-10 barrows, something like that through there, and that'll be done. And then I'll have some somewhere to lay on. Oi oi. So there we have it. There's the footing, all the way in, right the way around. So there we go, footing all in there. We're ready for the next section of wall. And if you want to see that next section of wall getting built, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, like and subscribe, and you can carry on watching this little project coming to fruition. Oi oi! Catch you in the next one, guys and girls. Peace out and pow.